Hi, my name is Alan Flores, and I'm the lead designer and creator of Drums of War, and I'm here with John Keeble from the band Warbringer.
Hey, what's up? John Keeble here, just here checking out this game, Drums of War. It's virtual reality. You play as a giant ogre who is destroying villages and monsters and dwarfs and all fantasy creatures with drums. So it's a new take on the music game genre because your rhythm is actually a tool of how you fight. Alright, so I remember this. We move by alternating our drums. Here, this is our side to side. Oh, even our little wooden spikes are kind of dancing with the drum beat. That's neat. And this guy's gonna get, alright, there we go. Cool, he explodes into bloody showers. Oh, there's a tower over there now. Okay. We'll raise their lands. It's good. Good stuff. The coins are flying up. That must be good. Oh, we got the, mega fireball thing. We went overkill on that for, Fairyland person's house. It was kind of fun, yeah. So I guess I had no goal in mind, but there's just skulls raining blood and, succubi just circling. They're checking out this ogre while he just goes all animal from Muppets on everyone, and a bunch of explosives fly out of his kit. Neat. I like the giant rock dude over there. He's a pretty cool audience. I never get to play audiences like that, you know. Whoever's got him at his concert really gets to be like, we have the best fans in the world! He's all like, oh.
So how does it feel to be playing VR for the first time?
Oh, it's pretty neat. This is something like we were just talking about. I'd always heard about VR and stuff from when I was a kid, you know, every 90s TV series had the VR episode. And it's neat that the technology's really come as far as I have. I mean, while I was playing the game, I walked into the lamp because I couldn't tell that I wasn't in the game world. And that's kind of neat because ultimately you want, whether movies or games or anything, you want the experience to be immersive, and the VRs are great. They're really, really kind of by, you know, sort of making all your senses just that. It does that. It's really neat the technology's got where it is, and it allows you to play really differently.
Cool. So how did you feel about the playing to the drums and playing to the beat? How did that feel when you were doing that, getting in the game?
Well, so I'm a terrible drummer. There's a reason I'm not the drummer in our band, and it's a very good one. No one would want to see a version of the band with me on drums. But what I noticed is that you weren't tied to you could kind of just hit whatever because it's also movement control. But if you wanted to move anywhere fast or actually get your ogre to foot around without being like a slug, you have to kind of lock into the rhythm a bit. That took me a second because it was a little tricky for me to get into the rhythm while dealing with trying to sidestep people shooting at me or aim and stuff. But I felt like as I played it, I picked up on it. It felt pretty intuitive. You got your side steps for the side toms, and then sort of the other ones. I found if you could keep sort of a doom, boom, boom, da, kind of thing, pace going, that's how I would move fastest. And that pace roughly seems like about the pace of an ogre's footstep, so it seems suitable.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah.
So to me, you know, I've always been a big metal fan, so listening to metal is always an inspiration for me when I'm making games. To me, games and metal are sort of the same thing. If you could have a choice of any metal band that could have their own game, what band would you pick?
Oh man, that's a tough question.
You could pick 5 bands if you want. Right?
5 bands, because it seemed if you were to have each band be its own game, you'd be in different fantasy worlds. So for instance, I don't know, like Ronnie James Dio, the game, you're dealing with a rainbow somewhere, you know, look out rainbows, and you know, sort of classical fantasy mystery stuff. If you're gonna have I don't know, a fucking pestilence or obituary, the game, you know, you're going to be in a very different kind of setting. So it's I can see what you mean with the metal being tied to games, because one of the things about metal that I always love is whatever it's doing, it turns it to 11 and goes completely over the top. And for that reason, it seems really suitable for game worlds. But hell, dude, I don't even know. I have all these different pictures of my favorite bands and what their game worlds would look like, you know. Rain and blood would be like a roller coaster through hell, you know? Like, it's tough to, I've given you some of my thoughts on it. I don't have a good answer
Yeah, it's
to
tough to
that.
pick just one.
Man, I don't know, if you were to go off like Valkyrie, Twilight of the Gods, that's my like official, if I have to answer what my favorite album is, I give you that one. Twilight of the Gods in particular, but great band all around, but you know, there's a zillion records I couldn't live without, but that's like my one I've decided to answer that question with, just so I don't have to think about it anymore.
Sure, yeah.
But I had to think for a while to come up with that. That one, if you were to make it into a game, would surely be like an epic RPG, Viking Quest.
Sure.
So,
You know, a giant goat head too.
yeah. That guy was the guy from Under the Sign of the Black Mark.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah.
certainly make an appearance somewhere. He'd be like a boss or something. You'd have to fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to, like to me, I almost always listen to Bolt Thrower when I'm making something like this.
Oh
I
yeah.
always think about just giant tanks crushing, you know, mountains of skulls and
Mm.
a giant epic war, and I'd love to make a game that gets that feeling, you know.
I mean, man, Bolt Thrower is a really great example of the whole video game metal connection, because, well, not even video game, but they were doing, you know, Realm of Chaos is based off 40k lore, and
Yeah.
Warhammer 40k, the Chaos Gods, and their whole conception, what they are, is extremely metal, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And Bolt Thrower is just a fantastic death metal band as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
So can we talk about some Warbringer? Like, what are you guys up to right now?
Right now, we are working on a new record, and we're gearing up for a tour in the fall. So we're trying to get the record done in time for the tour. It's been just over 2 years since the release of our last record, Woe to the Vanquished, and so basically writing new material. It's pretty exciting. There's some pretty new types of stuff on there that sort of came out of left field, and I'm like, well, damn, I like it. So we wrote some really different songs for us, and we're trying to kind of do what we've always been doing, which is on one hand push the envelope for what our band's sound is, and on the other hand push the envelope for just how vicious we can be. So sort of two types of evolution. We try to keep it grounded in what the band's name and idea is, but with that in mind, push as far as we can in terms of progginess and creativity and just trying to stand out.
So any tracks on there you think that you'll be able to, you know, be an orc and smash dwarf to? Anything that have that vibe?
Yeah, we got one that's written, we got all the riffs for it, and I'm working on the lyrics, but it's got the, like, just that kind of like mid-pace, head-banging tempo throughout, you know? Some of the other stuff it's like, that seems like a Step on a Dwarf kind of song to me. But yeah, and then some of the other stuff we have is pretty like chaotic with a lot of tempo changes. I know you were saying that for this, one of the things that's interesting is to make a song like work well with the drumming mechanics, that it's better if it's like kind of one tempo, because it doesn't throw the player off if like there's a sudden time change or something.
Yeah.
Some songs will have like 5 or 10 of them, and that would make it, I could see how that would be like really tough to coordinate between those two things.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, I'm totally off.
No, you're right. No, like it's very strict beat for the main movement. But some of the bonus modes, like the ones that I have, were like survival mode, where it's any speed, drum as fast as you want, fire as much as you want. You know, any type of music will work for those types of modes.
Sure. Yeah, and then you have just like the jam mode, where it's just like wailing on stuff, and it's just fun. Yeah.
A jukebox with the giant rock golem as your audience.
Dude, I wish I had giant rock golems for my audience.
Yeah,
if you could play a concert for Rockbiter, I think it would be sweet. Not like Neverending Story 3 Rockbiter, where, you know, he's a joke himself, but the one where he's saying like the deep stuff, like, these were good hands, strong hands, you know, that's it.
I wasn't expecting Neverending Story 3 reference there, to be
No,
honest.
there you go. But no, I explicitly said not that one. We're talking fantasy. We're talking the actual proper works. You know, we're talking Conan the Barbarian 1982, not remake.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
like gonna do shit right.